good looking.
Welcome back to Clear the Beef, the podcast that settles the biggest beefs in history, one bro down at a time.
You already know, it's your boy, Brad.
Woo! Shouty in the house!
And I'm Dustin. Cool. Anyway, here's the weekly bro breakdown. Today, I hit my protein goal before 11 a.m.
Okay, wait, what?
Ever!
That was so epic!
Last week, we saw Ash Trevino versus Camilla. Absolute takedown. But the question is, can Camilla be dethroned?
And that's why today's episode is called
Catharbo! Yeah, because we're talking about catharsis, which is like that thing where a tragedy makes you feel all those feelings at once, and then boom, you're emotionally broken.
Bro, we get it. You don't have to mansplain Greek theater to them.
What are you gonna do next? Tell them water's wet?
Well, technically.
Nerd! Today we're gonna get into the biggest drama kings of history.
One hesitates so much it physically hurts. The other one should have hesitated a little more, if you know what I mean.
Oof. And bros, we pulled some serious strings out here today to get these two in our podcast, all the way from Greece and Denmark.
That's right, straight out of the dead from Elsinore and Thebes, ready to throw down in the ultimate tragic bro battle.
And today, we're settling it with a 3-round showdown to see whose story makes the audience feel the most emotions.
Who's got the biggest sob story? Who makes you ugly cry? Who makes you feel like you just ran an emotional roller coaster?
Buckle up, bros, because we're about to
Clear the beef!
Today's episode is sponsored by Gatorade.
Fuel the bro.
That hits the spot.
It's our first guest arriving now.
Coming to you straight from Greece, the one, the only, Oedipus!
Hey, what's
Whoa.
good,
Take a seat and
Okay.
tell us a little about yourself and why you should be the winner here today.
My name's Oedipus. You probably know me as the King of Thebes, aka the Conqueror of the Sphinx or whatever. Back in the day, I went through some pretty horrid stuff. Scared the whole town, basically. But now I have some really cool stories to tell you.
Pretty convincing if I do say so myself.
Anyway. And here's our next contestant.
Can he beat Oedipus's intro?
The man, the myth, the legend himself, Hamlet!
Good day, everybody. I'm Hamlet, the prince who's been handed a right rotten hand. My uncle killed my dad just to get the throne. All I wanted was revenge, but it's been a bloody mess. Buckle up. It's about to get intense.
No, I love this. I like the sound of this.
Some fierce competition ahead for sure. Do you boys know what time it is?
No.
Time to start the first round.
Woo!
Argument 1. Oedipus's fate versus Hamlet's indecision.
Oedipus, my guy, your life was a divine setup. Fate really said, you're doomed, my guy, and you had no escape or nothing.
Meanwhile, Hamlet, my dude had so many chances. He could have handled Claudius in Act 1, but nah. He overthought for 5 acts straight.
Right? Watching Hamlet is like watching someone try to decide what to order at a restaurant for 4 hours and then starve because they waited too long. With Oedipus, it's different. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion. You know what's coming, but you can't stop it.
That's the thing. Oedipus' strategy hits harder because it's out of his hands. Theresias says, and I quote, "Tell your ruin comes not from Creon, but from yourself." Meaning, there's literally no escape, which is extra tragic, my bros.
Exactly, that's literally what I'm saying, dude. I escaped my fate by leaving Corinth so I didn't sleep with my mom or kill my dad. But what did Hamlet do? He could have just let time pass because Claudius was going to die anyways. You didn't have to go on a 5-act existential crisis.
Preach.
So now I'm a bad guy for thinking things through? Sorry, not all of us get pre-written destiny. My situation actually required thought.
Thought? Bro, you call this thought? The spirit that I have seen may be a devil. I'll have grounds more relative than this. Your dad's ghost literally told you who the murderer was. And instead of acting, you were like, maybe it's a prank.
That's what I'm saying. Oedipus had no control, but Hamlet had all the control in the world and still fumbled. And don't even get me started on that soliloquy. But I am pigeon-livered and lack gal. Hamlet admits he's a coward.
And that hesitation kills the catharsis, my dudes. Instead of feeling fear and pity, all they feel is frustrated.
Meanwhile, with Oedipus, there's no hesitation, just pure horror. He tries to escape his fate. He tries to find the truth. And when he does find that truth, it destroys him.
Exactly. Once I figured out the truth, I didn't just sit around and wait. I accepted my fate. Do you see these eyes? I blinded myself because once I realized what I did, I couldn't look back.
So what? Because I hesitated, my suffering doesn't count? I was wrestling with my morality.
Nah, bruh. Oedipus didn't have the luxury of questioning his fate, okay? It was planned since the very beginning. That's why the audience feels such a deep connection with how he feels. It was planned since his birth.
And that's why Oedipus wins!
Oh yeah, bring it in.
Hamlet is tragic, yeah, but his downfall is on him. It's frustrating to watch because he had option. Oedipus, no options. Just fate, suffering, and a one-way ticket to exile.
No debate here. Oedipus had zero control over his tragedy, which makes the audience feel completely powerless. And that's what catharsis is all about.
And for once, Dustin actually said something smart.
Thanks, bro.
No problem, bro.
Sure, bro. We're still alive. But that answers the question. Oedipus won and Hamlet 0.
Argument 2. The fear and pity in the audience.
Especially in the ending. Look, both these guys suffered, no doubt, fam. But which one made you feel it? Which one made you feel like you just got hit by an emotional truck?
Bro, if we're talking pure catharsis, Oedipus wins. His suffering is raw. No distractions, no politics. Just one man realizing his whole life is a sick joke. And the second he figures it out, boom, his world collapses.
And so do my eyes, am I right?
Oh my gosh.
And that's why the audience feels it so deeply. Aristotle says catharsis is all about pity and fear, and nothing screams fear like realizing your entire existence was cursed before you were even born. And pity, bro, the moment he finds out the truth, he doesn't just break, he destroys himself. Dark eyes, now in the days to come, look on forbidden faces. He says, right before stabbing himself in the eyes with his wife's brooches. It's violent, it's brutal. The audience has to react.
Oh, and my suffering doesn't count? My dude, I live every single day inside my own mind. I overthink everything. Oh God, I could be bounded in a nutshell and count myself as a king in infinite space, were it not that I have a bad dream. That's me. I'm trapped in a mental prison. The audience feels the creeping dread. It's a slow burn. My tragedy lingers.
Yeah. And your ending is chaotic, bro. Everyone's dying left and right. Your mom, your uncle, your bestie Laertes, and yeah, you. The audience isn't just processing your tragedy. They're trying to keep up with the royal bloodbath.
So now my pain is too complicated? Sorry, my suffering requires thought.
It's not about thought. It's about feeling. Okay? Oedipus's audience doesn't need to think. They just feel. It's plot twist after plot twist. His mother dies. He killed his father. He blinds himself. They don't need to analyze. They just react.
That's what I'm saying. My story isn't about politics or power struggles. It's just me, my fate, and my personal struggles. It's fear. It's pity. It's everything you need for a purest form of emotion.
Hamlet makes the audience reflect. Oedipus forces them to break down on the spot.
So, like, bros, who wins this round?
Both tragedies hit in different ways. Hamlet is deep, psychological, and sticks with you. Oedipus is an emotional sledgehammer that demands a reaction right then and there.
That's why we're calling it
A tie!
Are you serious right now?
Yes! That's it!
Before we get cracking with argument number 3, let's crack a sip of Gatorade.
Hey, what about us?
Well, yes.
Rehydrate.
replenish.
Refuel.
Gatorade. Okay, now let's get started.
Alright, bros. Time for the tiebreaker round. If Oedipus wins this, he is winning our bro showdown, taking home the ultimate Trajan King title. Now, my guy Hamlet, if you've got something to say, better show it now.
This round is all about how these dudes realize the truth. Oedipus, boom. One moment, one shattering revelation. Hamlet spends the entire play thinking about what's true. One of these hits way harder for the audience.
And my bros, I think we've come to a decision. It's Oedipus.
Thanks.
His self-recognition, his anagnorisis, happens in a single brutal instant. The moment the pieces click together, his entire life is ruined. And he reacts immediately. No hesitation, no second guessing, just one brutal instant.
Hey, you know, not my proudest moment, but alright.
That's why the audience feels it. His faith always comes down, bros, but he doesn't know it. And when he realizes, he says,
Oh, oh, oh. Light of the sun, let me look upon you no more. Cursed is my life.
And then he takes his wife's brooches and stabs out his own eyes. No dramatic speeches, no weighing out his options. Just raw, instant horror.
Okay, but you're telling me my realization isn't powerful. I finally understand that no matter how much I think, fate is still gonna do its thing, and the pressure I feel to avenge my father will be there no matter what.
Yeah, but it takes you the entire play to get there. The audience isn't shocked. They're just like, finally, bro. You hesitate so much that your anagnorisis gets lost in all the overthinking.
exactly. Oedipus's fate hits you like a punch in the gut. Whereas Hamlet's is like,
A slow Wi-Fi connection. Takes forever, and by the time it loads, we've already moved on.
That's so real.
Wow. Why did I even come here?
Tough break, bro.
So yeah, Oedipus's recognition is faster, harder hitting, and more emotionally devastating for the audience. That means
Game over! Oedipus takes the double.
Oh,
And that's a wrap on Clear the Beef.
Oedipus takes the crown as the ultimate tragedy
Woo, woo,
bro.
woo.
Sorry, Hamlet. Maybe if you acted faster, you'd have stood a chance.
Unbelievable.
Hey, no hard feelings, dude. Faye is a real killer, am I right?
Speaking of fate, bros, my fate is hitting the gym after this. I gotta work off all this emotional intensity.
You do that, bud. To our listeners, hit that like and follow button.
We'll catch you next time on Clear
The Beef.
Stay tragic, bros.